Hello ladies and gentlemen, and another week of excitement is coming to you. Today we are putting a new half sole on these Loake's shoes. Wow, look at these, and wow, this man knows how to wear through his leathers. Now we're going with a half sole today, which is one of these, and the first job is actually just to mark it up. Now I like to put these on a little bit of an angle, so that's the angle of choice. Bit of a pen line there. That is my line. Now we're going to lie them down for a second. Like that. Match them up a little bit. Just like so. Boom! You can see them lines? I'm sure you can. I just had to look at the camera screen just to make sure. Now the first job is actually, I need to break the stitches. He's already managed to do it on the outside of his shoe. We just need to break the stitches up here, and that should allow us, as you can see it's just started here, to peel the sole back. Now I'm going to jump you over here, and you're going to see a tiny quick time lapse, and I mean it's going to be quick, because all we're doing is going swing, swing. That was a quick time lapse. There we go. All I've done, scoured. My gosh, I love the smell of burning leather. Smells great. Now, I'm going to get the pliers. We're going to try and grab hold of the fronts. Can we get hold of them? Should be able to. Should peel lovely. There we go. We've got a little nip on it. And what we're going to do, we should be able to pull this back. Pull it back to about there. I like to leave a little bit to attach it onto. So here we go. Just slicing that bit off. Like that. There we go. Next up, second shoe. See if I can do it from your angle. Should be able to. There we go. Pull. Should be able to pull it by hand. Second to stop. We're going to pull the knife in. Put it all the way across. Oh, yes. So, that is our next stop. So what I want to do next is I actually want to remove all these threads. Now, they can come out quite easily, like so, but it can be a long process. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get them out, because I'll probably use one of these. It's in one of these. We'll put it in on the outside here, and give it a little tug, and that'll break the stitch in, and that should make it a lot easier just to pull these all out. So, yep, I will be back with you once I've removed all of these, because it can take a little bit of time. About 10 minutes have passed and we have all the stitching out, and we have a pair of talking shoes. That's not a problem. We're just going to glue them down, as that's where they should be anyway. And then what we're going to do is we're actually going to scour these and make it from this line a nice pleasant flush down into the sole itself. We're going to also grind these down so they match perfectly inside. The reason why we took the stitching out is because we're actually going to be restitching them ourselves, and we don't want to have too much stitching going on the welt in here. It can look very messy, it can look bulky, and it's just something that I like to do. The gentleman decided he didn't want the heels doing. He's more harder on the soles than he is on the heels, which I most certainly agree. So we're going to stick these back. We're going to do a nice time lapse of me grinding these down to make it flush, and we'll be back then. Oh, I love doing leathers, it just smells so good. So we've got the soles all scoured up, nice and chamfered down, and we've got these ones all scoured up, nice and chamfered down. Now, I don't know if you saw in the time lapse, but I was making sure that there was a nice smooth transition from old sole to new sole. It's not too bad. There is a little bit of an extra, but I believe in the process of stitching, all that type of thing, it will squeeze it down tighter. Now what we've got to do is we're actually got to do 3 coats of glue on these. 3 coats of glue on these, mainly because leather is rather absorbent. So we do the 1 coat, which will probably absorb into it. Second coat, which won't absorb too much, and then the third coat will not absorb anymore, because obviously there's 3 coats have dried. Then what we do is we'll stick them on, but you will be back at that particular moment. 3 coats later and we're ready. I've dropped you down so you can see the sole going on. I don't know if you can see the light glow. It's over there, but this has been on for a while now. It's lovely and warm. Helps if I pick up the right one. Now we're sticking the leathers on. Now we're pushing it from the back. Now you can't really fold these like I usually do. Do it with rubber, but you can't do it with the leather. There we go. So we're pushing it on, pushing it on, pushing it down. Okay. Now, just need a little chunk of leather rubber. So we've got my rubber. Now we've got the pliers, and it's literally a squeezy process. The reason why I put a piece of rubber there is to protect the leather. And we squeeze it down, squeezy, squeezy, all the way around. Squeeze, squeeze. Actually around the toe. Coming round. Coming round, and we're in. Just like that. I'm going to push down on the sole. Get my big flat hammer, big flat bit, and we're just going to hit it. And that is the one leather sole on. Went down marvellously. Next sole, I believe, should be hot enough now. We'll turn that light off. Same process again. We're going to stick it here, push it down at the sole, pushing it down, pushing it down, pushing it down. Same process again. And grab you, give you a squeeze. Squeezing it all the way around. Squeezing it all the way around. Oh dear, missed the rubber there. It's alright though. From the last for the hammer. I moved you. Yep, you moved. You moved. That pressure. Pressure. Might be on the wonk. Okay. Let that one do its business. Now we're going to go back to this one. Got my sharp knife. We are going to pull. That can be a bit tough. I usually tend to go in little straights. Don't want to hit the welt. There we go. And there we have him. Okay, we'll take that down, but now next one we're going to do another squeeze. Squeezy, squeezy. We can get a little bit better into the toe, so we're giving that a good squeeze as well. Not looking too bad at all. There we go. That's the first cut in done. Move you out of the way. We're going to do the next sole. We get to start on this side, so pull in, pull round. Pull round. And again. There we go. Keep pulling, and done. Same approach again. Round the front. Round the front, round the back, round the side. Chick, chick, wah. And squeeze, 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 squeeze. Keep squeezing. We get that in there. There she goes. All done again. Now the next process we have got, oh, it slipped up again. Next process we have got to do anyway is we have got to scour these round, which is going to be quite an easy time lapse, I believe. So we're going to scour them round and we will be back after a short time lapse. There they are, all trimmed round. Now, we're going to be stitching these, and we can't just stitch them the way they are, mainly because they'll be raised and you'll walk the stitches through before you've even got started on the sole. So, I have a little tool like this. This is it. This is a standard measure. Every single shoe is exactly the same when it comes to leathers, from what I've noticed, but this will cut a groove exactly around the outside of the shoe, like so, with a little bit of jimmery pokery and me being absolutely sure that we're going to get it done right. Now the toe is a bit of a difficult area to do, as you've got to keep the shoe moving while this blade is cutting. This blade will go here. I replace this bolt here and this will go in its place and spin. I don't even know how quick it'll spin, but the only way that I can show you that is through a time lapse. I'm going to see if I can get you a different angle so you can actually see the groove going in. And, well, I'll do my best with this bit. And here is the finished groove. Now we've gone all the way around. As you can see, that groove just here. I could have gone a little bit better on this part of the toe here, but it's not bad at all. Now, the time has run short on this day, so we will be back tomorrow for the stitching and then the finishing round to make them look good as new. I will see you then. It's a new day, little chilly start, hence the jumper, but we're ready. We have the shoe. Yesterday we did the groove. Now the stitching will be going inside this groove like so. Just checking the camera is actually seeing what you want to see. This is the stitcher. What a beautiful piece of equipment. Temperamental as ever, but it works. I must say, it works very well. The electric side, it is electric, but I don't like to use the electric because it has a higher chance of snapping the thread. Don't know why. I just hand crank it. That's the way it was made to do anyway before they installed the electric. Now, let's get to it. Let's show you how things work. So, this is the bobbin. I'll get it a bit further back. This is where the top thread comes. This is where the under thread comes. It weaves all the way up and down, round and round, and down the back. And there's my there's my thread. Now, the way it works is I push the handle up. And you see this needle here. This needle rises. And once it rises, it comes across, and then a top needle comes down, and that will go back through the shoe. It will make a little wiggly movement down the bottom, and then in the process it will grab hold of the thread, and obviously with the shoe in, it will pull the thread, and that will send it all the way around the wheel, and put a stitch in, and then it just repeats itself over and over and over and over and over again until we've actually finished the product. I don't even want to talk about how many times I had to rethread this machine back up. My goodness, she's been a pain in the bum today. It's been a couple of weeks since I used the last. I've definitely had a workout this morning because my goodness. But I'll have some play with her off camera, of course. But I got the stitching in. Ideal world, I'd like to have got it all in one. But, well, what am I going to do? You know, what am I going to do with her? What am I going to do with her? But we're all good anyway. Now we've just got to nick off all of these. Where's my knife gone? It was here somewhere today. There he is. Literally, it's pull it tight and run it just like so. Nice sharp knife always helps. Do it there and there. Bit of a frayed bit, that was the end. When it goes through again it tends to jumble it all up. Just get a bit of fire. And see if I can push it into the groove there. It should do the job. Ideal world, it'd have gone all the way around, you wouldn't have seen any of this. We'd just have cut here and here and everything could have been happy. But we can't have everything now, can we? Well, I will finish this one off. You will join me in the process of sanding down the sole, making it look nicely. All neatened up on the last. Now we've got this burr around the outside. Literally, I've got a 100 grit sandpaper and we're just going to push it on the corners. And that should flake away. Flaking away. Being a little bit more. There we have him. Nubbing around the toe. Rub over the sole. You never guess what I'm going to use on this, ladies and gentlemen. I think I managed to use it every single episode. I'm just going to do a little bit more burning where the extra thread was. Should be fine. There we go. Every episode we get the dubbing out. Where are you this day? Here you are, dubbing. Little rub. Don't need much. As it acts like a waterproofer, might as well use it because Mum's going to be walking on the water. Well, not like Jesus. Not like Jesus. There we go. Want to get some crepe on that. And that's a bit of glue. A little bit of glue on the seams. A little bit more. And look at that. Brings it up a lovely colour. Lovely colour indeed. Just like so. Now I don't know if you can see the difference now. Look at that. That one is a nicer tone compared to that one, of course. Now I'm going to do the other one, but well, before we get anywhere further, I've got to get my trusty material, because we've got to polish the outside, and the way that I avoid any issues, now that our leather is beautiful, masking tape. Masking tape is my friend. There we go. Just going to pop you over there. Right, strip to the toe. Strip to the toe. Bit too much there. Oh, there we go, we messed it up anyway. That's a bit more. Strip to the toe. Means it's only, I forgot what paper it is. There we go, should just peel off. A little bit of extra back and forth. There we go. Lovely. Lovely. Take the bit off the toe. Just like that. Now, that is perfectly protected. Hold it down a bit. That would help for everybody's viewing pleasure. Now, what we need to do is we actually do need to lightly go around on the sander, as with the stitching, it's actually pushed down and it's pulled out a little bit. I'm just going to neaten that up. And then it's a trip to the polishing and see if we can get anywhere near what the tone was originally. We'll be back in the time lapse over there, I think. So now we've got these all done. Yes, nice, nice. Got to focus on the uppers. Now, due to contrary belief, I won't be using the dubbing right now, as these are an ox bloody colour. There's some scuffs here and there, and I'm going to see if we can fix them. I got some burgundy renovating polish. It's got a pigment of dye in, and we're just going to rub it gently. I don't want to get any polish stuck in the holes. That's not the goal at all. But I've got to say, this gentleman has wore his shoes very nicely. There are a few scuffs that I don't think we'll be able to fix, but a really good polish can never go to harm. There we go. So just beating it back now. And now I have something. Oh, I think you've gone a bit dry. Should be all right, I'd expect. Got a brush on a stick. Have I got a brush on a stick? A really, really bristly brush. I'm gonna. Oh, might have gone a bit dry. Oh no, there it is. There it is. I'm just going to paint this on the back. I've got the masking tape there to protect the sole from this. But no, that is what I think is a perfect job for that. A bit on the bench to reuse that. Put it up the sides, there we go. A bit of the wipe down the excess, don't really care for it to be on the heel. Mop it off the sides. Have a rub in. There we go. And I'm going to get doing on the other one, and then we will have a little showcase of what we're looking like. And all the polishing is complete. We have a nice fresh pair of Loakes here. Look at that, nice and polished, nice and polished. We'll flip them over. Look at that, lovely half soles stitched and beautifully in place. That's the way we go for it here. Gentlemen will probably be able to get another 500 miles, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is a leather half sole on a pair of Loakes. Thanks for watching.